My son could probably eat half the tray. He loves, this is one of his favorite things. Do you have any tasters for me? It seems that short ribs have never ever expired with their 15 minutes of fame. I love it always, but this is one of my newer versions and I really like this as well. It's got a little bit of an Asian twist to it using ingredients that we're going to talk about after I get these going into a hot pan. So I like to buy bone in and bone out. Bone in gives a really good flavor to the pot. You don't get a lot of meat. Bone out, the version is completely different. You get all meat, so there's no work to it because when it's done, it's done. These are huge, so cut them in half, and I know that this looks like a tremendous amount, but what happens is it really shrinks down. So kosher salt, generous on all sides. In here I've got hot oil and I'm just going to slip these in and they're going to go crazy now. Do not crowd. You're going to be able to do these in portions, but it's important that we don't totally crowd the pan because they don't sear. What they'll do is they'll steam. Let those go until they're nice and seared on both sides. So when these are finished here, both sides, we're going to transfer them to this pan. Just until we make our base. Usually it's shallots, garlic, sometimes red wine, peppercorns, bay leaf, thyme, all those kind of things. And that's sort of your classic French style of a short rib. This will probably be enough for 4. So our base will be shallot, garlic, beef and ginger. These are our, what we call aromatics. So this is gonna form sort of the base part of it. We're gonna soften the shallots, the garlic, and the ginger slices. We're not, because this is gonna get removed, so you don't have to worry about it, because we'll fish them out. We're just giving it the aromatics. This is the only part of the short rib that is work. The rest of it, the oven does for you. You just put it in, walk away. In 3 hours, you have dinner. Okay, looks like our ribs are all pretty nicely browned. And we're gonna turn the temperature down because we do not want the shallots or the garlic and ginger to burn. So in go the shallots first. Then our minced garlic, and then our ginger slices. So we're just gonna soften, hurry the softening up, put your lid on, because when a lid goes on, moisture's created, and the moisture will prevent them from getting brown. Once those are soft, we are then going to add everything we need to make this a braise. They're soft, look at that. Perfect, and they're not browned. We have beef stock, we have sake, we have star anise, bay leaf, fresh thyme, and cloves. And in here we have soy sauce, we have rice wine vinegar, we have mirin, which is a sweet vinegar, and then we have this ingredient called ketjup manis. It is an Indonesian condiment, sort of embellishing all of those flavors, but it also is quite thick and syrupy and sweet. And we can smell those beautiful pieces of ginger coming through. Sort of spread the ginger out evenly, don't have it all in the middle. Now we're gonna put our beef stock in. Then we're gonna put in our mixture of all of those things that I just mentioned. Our sake in, star anise, baboom, bay leaf, thyme in, cloves in. So this is gonna slowly come to the boil. I'm going to fit these in. I usually put the bone side down if I'm short on space and it stands on its end, because we're gonna turn these at the halfway mark. We're gonna cover this whole top with a piece of parchment. And what the parchment's going to do is the parchment is going to not allow that to reduce and escape. So as soon as you can see this start to come to the boil right now, parchment on, just like that. Push it right in. Just cut the edges off. The lid comes on. Seems we have a little Le Creuset workshop in that oven. They just keep coming and coming. I've checked them at the halfway mark. They've been in the oven for about 3 hours. You can see the parchment has protected the ribs here, and they are all deep and dark and falling apart. So it doesn't burn, but you can see why we have it. I have mashed potatoes here, and I didn't bother doing a demo on mashed potatoes because I think you can all handle mashed potatoes. So mashed potatoes, sometimes you want to put mascarpone in if you want to just go crazy. Love. You could put sour cream, you can put whipped cream, you can make it as crazy rich as you want. These are rich, so I think you want to just stick with table cream or milk. So make a big kind of divots down the middle here. I'm taking the ones out that are boneless, because it's really easy to work with the boneless ones. Do it shreddy so people can go, oh my goodness, they're so good like that. And again, the bone should just completely fall away. You have nothing to do but just fork it like that. My son could probably eat half the tray. He loves, this is one of his favorite things. Do you have any tasters for me? Last bit, just fill in where the potato is, because that's not going to be the star. This is just fat. There's really nothing here. It's just all the simmering liquid, and you can see that there's not a lot left. All of what I put in, and you saw that amount of liquid, that has all been sucked right in to this. And all I would do now is chop up fresh cilantro, just a little bit. That, my friends, is Asian-inspired short ribs with a creamy mashed potato. It is so good. Just the part where you have to sear is really your only work process. The rest is done in the oven and in a good pan. You need a heavy, heavy pan, and voila, you're gonna be a superstar with your short ribs, because their 15 minutes of fame is not over yet.